On the beat. It's the rundown. Everything you need to know. It's the rundown. Everything you need for show. It's the rundown. And I ain't even capping on this. Crypto blood covering every topic on this. Welcome to the show. Who didn't let me go? Breaking down the facts. There's more you need to know. Crypto politics and culture always keep it real. Teaching you the truth, showing you how I feel. Stay informed with me, and I break it down with ease. Every single day, bringing expertise, current events and trends I analyze with care. Knowledge is the power that we all can share. Yeah, y'all, hit that like button, share the stream, and join the team. And you already know what the fuck going on. Shout out to my nigga Crypto Block.
Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live.
Okay. Ready?
Fucking thing sucks. We'll do it live. Okay.
We're doing it live. Yes, indeed. We're doing it live. It's a Monday, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the rundown for the week. It is, what is this? April 7th, 2025. Shout out to Aries. It's Aries season. It is Aries season for sure. Loud and direct. Hope everyone's doing well out there. And welcome to the rundown for today. We are going to be talking about, again, as I feel like I'm just Groundhog's Day. Every damn stream I'm talking about Michael Saylor, because I feel like Michael Saylor is going to be like, everyone loved him on the way up, but they're going to turn on him like they're turning on Trump with the tariff. They're going to turn on Michael Saylor, and it's going to be bad, man. It's going to be bad. I'm telling you, he's going to be the reason for the season, the bear season. He's going to be the reason. I've been telling you guys this forever, that this guy, Michael Saylor, and his company Strategy, now it used to be called MicroStrategy. Strategy is going to accelerate the downside of Bitcoin's price action. Can't have it both ways. Can't have it both ways. Can't have MicroStrategy buying billions of dollars on the way up, propping the markets up, and then on the way down, nothing happens. There's no repercussions for that. Of course there's going to be. And this is why I'm telling you guys to be careful in these environments. But I will say, and we're going to talk about this as well tonight, Bitcoin, a lot of people are saying the sky is falling. The crypto sky has fallen. It's all over. And crypto blood, I got to come out and be the contrarian, not because I want to be, but because, people just don't use common sense and they don't look at their technicals, I guess. I don't know. But we're going to take a look at why I feel like Bitcoin is actually not in the worst position as of right now. We got saved today off of some critical levels we will take a look at. And still pro tariff, John Hill? Absolutely. I'm pro tariff. Absolutely. Listen, bro. This is another thing, and we're going to talk about tariffs tonight. We got China going back and forth with Trump. But here's the thing, bro. You can't have your cake and eat it too. Like, if we're going to actually try to fix the imbalances globally with world trade or international trade with our partners, if we're going to fix it, there has to be pain. If we're going to try to fix the debt issue, if we're going to fix waste, fraud, and abuse, if we're going to try to fix all of these things that have plagued us, and we've been living in a simulation for, 30, 40 years, We haven't been living in reality in the United States. If we're going to fix and course correct, guess what? There has to be pain. Like, we can't do that, and that's why we haven't done it so far. This is why we are where we are today, because we have not had enough political will, balls, whatever you want to call it. We haven't had enough of it to actually bite the bullet and endure the pain. We've always can kick. So I don't know, what people's expectations were. I never said with these tariffs that it was going to be Goldilocks and everything was going to be. Oh, there has to be. It's that simple, John Hill. So the issues we're seeing in the markets, to me, hell, I feel like it should be worse. It should be worse. But we have to course correct. We have to stop allowing other countries to take advantage of us. We have to stop acting like we're in the 1950s in U.S. Economy. The booming, roaring, 50s were great. 50s and 60s were great. Manufacturing was going crazy. Wealth per capita was at, I think, all-time highs. It was great in the 50s and 60s. And since then, we've been living like we still live in the 50s and 60s. But we don't. Times have changed. And we have to change with it. So we'll see how it pans out. I just feel bad for America. If we can't sustain this pain, if we tap out politically, I'm saying, if enough people, because I got a video from Ron Paul that's going at Trump now. Ron Paul. I always get him. I think it's Rand Paul. Yeah, it's Rand Paul. Rand Paul going at Trump. He's a Republican. Starting to have Republicans getting uncomfortable, because guess what? Republicans, especially up on Capitol Hill in Washington, D.C., they're of the investment class. And they don't like seeing their portfolio go lower. But if we truly want to fix some shit, then we can't be worried about what the stock market is doing day by day, day to day. That can't be the focus. And that's, again, one of the many things that we, not we as in us, but Washington, D.C., Wall Street. Of course, Wall Street is going to feel that way. That's their bread and butter. But more so Washington, D.C., they've been too focused on what the stock market is doing. The Pelosi trades, we've been too focused on that. At any rate, go follow me on X right now. 𝗙𝗘𝗏__ is the handle. Follow me on YouTube as well, the 𝗪𝗚. Type that in, follow me, subscribe. Become a member as well on the YouTube channel if you want. Great perks like giveaways, early access to interviews, invites to live streams, so you can join in and give your 2 satoshis on it. But definitely do that for me right now. Wisdom Bars in the building. He said, yo, China gonna eat our Chinese lunch. I disagree. I'm gonna go over that. Sir Ma said, yeah, but more than that, they're worried about the midterms. Are we out of the woods yet? Jay Constant says, for now we are, bro. I'm going to go over why you got everyone. Oh, it's over. Bitcoin it's over. No, technically, no. I was watching it over Sunday evening, waiting for a confirmation, and we got a bullish confirmation. I'm going to go over that in tonight's episode, so stick around. We also got the $100 giveaway tonight. I got everyone lined up on the wheel already. All my YouTube premium members and super chats from the last 2 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks are on there. Everyone in red, those are the super chats. Everyone in green are the members. So we're locked and loaded and ready to go. So tune in towards the later part of this live stream to see if you won the $100. You need to, and if you haven't yet, really quickly, go join and create an account at Weex right now. Scan that QR code, set up an account. You need your UID number to actually get the award, get the $100. So if you're picked, you need to drop your UID number in the chat room later tonight, and that's the only way you get funded with that $100 to do with whatever you want. Trade it, withdraw it, smoke it up in the pipe crack. I don't know, whatever you want to do. And shout out to all my 𝗙𝗘𝗘𝗫 1 minute scalping members. We've been growing crazily. I can't believe I've been gone for like 2 weeks, and we've continually gotten sign-ups. So definitely check out the scalping signals, and we'll take a look at those trades later on in tonight's episode as well. Big gains from the drop that we saw over the weekend with 𝗙𝗘𝗘𝗫's scalping system on the 1 minute. Members should be happy with these signals for sure. So if you're interested in that, you can always sign up. Scan that QR code you see on the screen as well. $24 a month, $24.99 to be exact, from Grinding Chief Packs. And that is that. Now, let's get into Mr. Michael Saylor, the guy I always pick on. I'm always picking on him because I feel like for the longest I've been in the minority group sounding the alarm about Michael Saylor and his quote unquote, no pun intended, strategy. I feel like it is going to be a huge problem for Bitcoin holders if things continue to head lower. Now, again, we've seen a bounce off technicals. I'll go over those in a minute, but you know, I don't think his strategy is a great one, and it's going to actually hurt you and I in the short run. So this was out of this was from a few days ago. I pinned this from CoinDesk. Risk to Bitcoin buying plans makes strategy a sale, says Wall Street analyst. So now we're starting to see. I saw one Wall Street analyst firm put a sale on MicroStrategy maybe about a month and a half ago, and they were one of the early buyers, buy signals for MicroStrategy. So they put a sale on MicroStrategy about a month and a half ago, maybe 2. But now we got a new firm, Monness, Crespi and Hart and Co. Giving a sell signal as well. So Strategy's Bitcoin buying spree may soon hit a wall due to limited funding options. What do you know? What do you know? So investment banking firm has downgraded MicroStrategies to a sell, seeing additional downsides in the shares. Although Strategy's aggressive buying of Bitcoin has sent its shares soaring over 2,500% over the past 5 years, one analyst argues that the reverse could soon be the case. They said, while we are negative on several aspects upon initiation, we have gained incremental confidence that the convertible issuance strategy is likely tapped. This is why they started going out, and I covered this when they started doing it. I think the last round they did wasn't your typical Class B shares. They were issuing Class A shares, which are your voting shares. So now they're going to even a more precious class or level of shares they're offering to sell back to the public, diluting those individuals as well. It's literally just XRP on Wall Street, TradFi. They're just taking money from the investment holders, from the stockholders, in lieu of this Bitcoin buying spree. But you can't have your cake and eat it too. You can't please both. can't please both masters is what they say in the Bible, right? You got to pick. So either you're going to do right by your shareholders, or you're going to keep buying Bitcoin. Is one or the other. You can't do both. So they're coming to a fork in the road, in my opinion, and somebody's about to get shafted. Anything for click says Trump coin filled the gap. Oh, I haven't even looked at Trump's coin since I got that massive short I put on months ago. Mortiz said, got my sub 50K buy order set today. Flash crashes are coming. Oh, okay. You think so? Right now, I can't see that coming right now, at least. Again, we're going to look at the charts in a minute, so stick around, hit that like button, share the stream. Let's get as many people as we can up in here. We got about 80 people on the live stream right now. Shout out to everyone. About 60 people on X pills, still doing those drugs. You better get yourself together. Who we got over on? We got about 25 people on YouTube right now. So make sure you hit the thumbs up to get the algo pushing more during the live stream, please. So look, this is, you're going to see more of this. You're going to see more downgrades and yeah, here's what they started doing. Stark, STRK, which is their initial preferred shares. So Strategy currently holds 528,000 Bitcoin on his balance sheet and has been buying sizable quantities nearly every week for the past few months, mostly funded by common shares. But they started doing the preferred shares a couple of weeks ago. Gala's price target is 220, suggests just shy of 30% downside from the current price of 300 area. We're nowhere near 300 right now. We closed at 268 on MicroStrategy today, down 8%, 8.5% on the day. 8.5% on the day. Now we're not near lows, which we did. I think the lows were like, see if I can get down there. Lows were around 230, 231 per share. But if you ask me, we're going back to at minimum 190. Now 190 zone, we may get a nice bounce for MicroStrategy, but from 190 from a high of 504. He's running out of he's running out of options to continue to buy Bitcoin. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. You can't do both things. You can't have your stock price crashing and sell more shares to the people that, you get what I'm saying? Like you're going to cause your stock price, you're diluting the shares, which is going to cause the price to go lower, which is then going to, it's a negative feedback loop. That, I'm no Wharton Business School, Yale economist. I ain't got none of them degrees, and I can see this shit from a mile away. Anything for click says this is the reason it won't come out. I don't know what he means by come out. You mean not go to 50K because everyone's thinking it's going that low? Yeah, it's a possibility. But ultimately, and I tell you guys this all the time, unfortunately, and I still see this to this day. I see other content creators. I see other people who follow and comment and opine on the crypto markets. I see them on a daily basis talk about why Bitcoin is going to go this way or that way because of XYZ within the crypto markets, because of this and that. And no, keep it simple, stupid. It has nothing to do with anything within crypto. It has everything to do with traditional markets. So that's really where you got to keep your eye on. You got to keep your eye on what the stock market is doing, what the NASDAQ 100 is doing. That's literally your game plan or your quote unquote strategy, pun intended, for Bitcoin. You just got to watch the NASDAQ 100. If Wall Street are going to continue to have these jitters regarding tariffs, then Bitcoin is going to get slaughtered. It's going to get slaughtered. So keep it simple. Stupid. Here's another one out of Blockworks. Investor who bought Bitcoin at $5 says Saylor is making a $1.5 billion mistake. The investor criticized Michael Saylor's plan to render his personal Bitcoin holdings inaccessible to anyone else forever. This is just diabolical. This is diabolical. I said this in a tweet a couple, I think about 2 weeks ago. I said, what purpose? For what? How, Sway? So CEO of 𝗙𝗘𝗘𝗫 and an early investor in Bitcoin, famously bought Bitcoin around $5, has sharply criticized Michael Saylor's plan to render his substantial personal Bitcoin holdings inaccessible to anyone else forever. In a new interview on Supply Shock podcast, he says it makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. Saylor, known for his bullets, so it doesn't make any sense. You could have just not bought Bitcoin. If you were just going to flush $1.5 billion down the drain, I said in my tweet, I said, I hope you gave that amount or more to some foundation or charity or something that actually made an impact versus just throwing $1.5 billion into a black hole. For what? I think it's really to just try to garner more people to get excited about Bitcoin, to buy Bitcoin. That's not going to work on me. That's not going to work. So all these theatrics that Saylor is putting on long term is not going to work. There are bigger market forces at hand that is going to dictate where the price of Bitcoin goes in the short to near term. It ain't going to be you saying you're going to burn 1.5 billion Bitcoin. That's not going to do it. Or neither is MicroStrategy buying billions of dollars of Bitcoin every week or every other week or whatever their cadence is. That's not going to do it either. One entity, one company cannot long-term dictate and influence the price of an asset. They just can't. So 1.5 billion, so many strippers could be tipped. Anything Quick says. Donald Muhammad says Bitcoin is already way undervalued. Yeah, I agree. Simple math of 21 million, 4 to 6 million loss with a population of 8 billion people. That's all the math I need personally. True. However, are you taking into consideration that the fix has already been put in? Meaning, Donald Muhammad, I've said this numerous times over the past year or so, Bitcoin should be at price right now at about $800,000, $900,000 a coin. But Wall Street, BlackRock's, the whoever's of the world, I think have taken over. They've taken over Bitcoin. The price of Bitcoin, not the actual utility of it, but the price of it. And some would venture to say that other entities have taken over the functionality of Bitcoin by not allowing it to expand its block size and scale at the base layer. Some say that as well. So, you got two arguments up for debate on Bitcoin's Bitcoin being compromised. So I don't know, man. I don't know. People definitely aren't using Bitcoin. That's for sure. And in my last live stream, I talked about Jack Dorsey's comment about Bitcoin being the reason why it wouldn't succeed in the future is if no one used it for money, and that ship has already sailed. So if we're going off Jack Dorsey's definition, Bitcoin has already failed. If we're going off of his, remember the 007 in Detroit? The 007? No, I don't remember the 007 in Detroit. Where was that? It's definitely been taken over. Donald says all of crypto has been hijacked. However, with patience, math will prevail, in my opinion. You got it. It's possible. It's possible. But I'm just trying to think of a scenario where that would play out, where we would truly see the correct pricing for Bitcoin. I just can't see. I feel like they ring-fenced this asset. They ring-fenced this asset class, and we won't see the true price. So meaning if it does ever get to 1 million, then it should be at 10 million a coin. Why is ETH dumping more than all other top crypto coins? Because it's a dead project. That shit ain't working. Nobody's like, it just is not gonna work. It's not gonna work. You're gonna see more success with the Solanas, the Avalanches, the Suis, all those blockchains. Those are gonna do better than Ethereum in the next run. Now, Ethereum, the only thing that has saved Ethereum is Wall Street with the ETFs and all that stuff. That's the only thing that has saved it to where it can be fully used as a speculative asset class like Bitcoin. 007 on 8 Mile. I never did. Strip clubs ain't my forte. Yeah, that's the only thing that has saved Ethereum is Wall Street and them damn ETFs. If it weren't for those ETFs, Ethereum would be even lower. Let me tell you, it would be even lower. So MicroStrategy's strategy is dead, ladies and gentlemen. And mark my word, he will be the reason. I saw someone who said it, 50K. 盛 says 50K buy order set. Listen, if we do get to 50K, it will be because of MicroStrategy. Round of applause. It will be because of MicroStrategy. So thank him if we do get there, because he's going to have to either stop buying or start selling. Both scenarios are negative for Bitcoin, because again, I don't know if you guys remember the tweet I put out a few weeks ago. It was a lot of controversy over it, but they were basically saying, like, in 2025, MicroStrategy bought, what was it? What did they say? Like 80% of the float. Now, some was saying that the numbers didn't really, that number was inaccurate. But hell, they bought a whole bunch of billions in 2024. Matter of fact, let's do this. Let's look and see what, let's see, how much Bitcoin did MicroStrategy buy in 2024. Look at this shit. Look at this. They bought a whopping $22 billion. So you have to ask yourself, if X MicroStrategy buying spree in 2024, where would Bitcoin be without an additional $22 billion of purchasing? Where would it be? Y'all let me know in the comments. Let me know in the chat room right now. Where would Bitcoin be if MicroStrategy did not buy $22 billion worth? I want to know. I want to get a gauge. What number? Jim Johnson's over on Rumble. Shout out to him. Round of applause for him. He said, and let me see if I can make this a pop-up. He said, I don't know what happened there. Let's try this again. It still didn't work. That's strange. You guys can't see that, huh? Okay, there we go. He said, digital currency will end freedom. How y'all feel about that? Digital currencies will end freedom. Not the ones issued by the market. Maybe the ones, used by the government. Yeah. If Saylor sells, we going to 1,000. No, we're not going to 1,000, bro. But I feel like in 2025, he is going to be forced to sell. You got to remember, he hasn't made money. His company is losing money every quarter. I think they lost 500 million last quarter, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, back to this question though. Where would Bitcoin be without MicroStrategy's $22 billion worth of buying last year? It would be significantly lower than where it is today. I guarantee you that. I'll guarantee you that. Donald Muhammad said, what do you think about 𝗙𝗘𝗘𝗫? Why hasn't it ever taken off despite it being top notch? Is it being intentionally suppressed or ignored? No, it's not being ignored or suppressed. It's the trilemma, my friend. It's the trilemma of blockchains. And what do I mean by that? Let me explain what, and I know Donald knows this, but for those that may not know, the trilemma. Let's go through the trilemma of blockchains. All right. So the trilemma of blockchains is basically the challenge of achieving three critical aspects of blockchain technology: security, scalability, and decentralization. So what 𝗙𝗘𝗘𝗫, where 𝗙𝗘𝗘𝗫 lands in this trilemma is decentralization and security. It's really strong in those two areas. However, because of that, guess what? It gives up scalability. So this is why 𝗙𝗘𝗫 isn't as popular and because it can't scale. Because it is too decentralized with too much security. I know that sounds crazy, but that's why. The Fed is losing more money than MicroStrategy. Of course, but come on now. The Fed is the money printer via the Treasury Department. So we don't have to, they're playing a whole different game, 10 pound. Yeah, they're playing a whole different game. So that's why Donald Muhammad, 𝗙𝗘𝗫, will never be what these more popular blockchains like Solana's and the Sui's and the Avalanches and et cetera, because those blockchains give up security and decentralization for more scalability. And you have to add in their speed too. But that's the trilemma of blockchains, and that's what unfortunately 𝗙𝗘𝗫 has fallen into, that issue. Now let's talk about let's go to number 2, ladies and gents. Hit that like button. Rundown number 2 is almighty Bitcoin. We've been talking about it, but a little bit more. I want to just explain why I say that Bitcoin is actually not done yet. It's not done yet, y'all. And the reason why it's not done yet is because of this. So I'm going to get this out the way. All right. This is where 𝗙𝗘𝗘𝗫 gave you a top signal. Crypto markets are about to roll over. I just feel it. Boom. That's right there. I kept that up there just you know, it's a tweet too. March 6th. Go back and look. March 6th. Round of applause. Gotta bring receipts. Niggas act like 𝗙𝗘𝗘𝗫 don't be calling it. I do all the time. But the reason why Bitcoin is not quite, it's been saved by the bell, is because of this right here. Right here. This area right here. We bounced right off of the channel. The almighty channel that I drew that started back in February of this year. And it's been a critical channel for us. We dipped below it, but we did not stay. All right, that was some violent wicks up and down here, but this was a nice bounce that saved us, at least for right now. So as long as we stay above $74,000 Bitcoin, ladies and gentlemen, we Gucci. I'm not ringing the bell or sounding the alarm on Bitcoin going lower until we dip below $74,000 Bitcoin. But more precisely, this V, it's all about the A's and the V's, ladies and gentlemen. This V right here that formed was a nice save by the bell move. Whoever did it, I don't know who did it. It clearly was someone, because it was a perfect V. You know, somebody saved us for now. Now, can we get a rollover from here? Of course, but you let the markets dictate that. You don't have to try to predict which way we're going. Just let the markets tell you, and then join the show. You don't have to try to predict it. So the bounce saved us. That was a good look. And for right now, this is I would say above neutral. This is kind of like in a buy. This is a buy signal right now. And if we roll over, it would have been great if you could have gotten in this pocket. But yeah, this is why everyone's screaming the sky is falling. I'm telling you, it has not fallen at all. EOS greater than DigiPy. Oh, poor EOS, man, has so much potential. The Fed now rails are live, and they have to enable XRP. No, they not enabling no XRP, bro. I don't think. And there's no need for XRP with Fed now. That's the whole point. XRP will be used just as much as any other crypto coin that can plug into the interface, which there'll be many. The way that the infrastructure for Fed now is architected, you know, anyone that multiple coins can plug in at some point. So it's not like they're picking XRP to run Fed now. No, not at all. Not at all. That's why a lot of projects run to Google Cloud. Unfortunately, bro. Unfortunately, yep. Got a lot of blockchain apps running on Google Cloud. How about that? Riddle me this, Batman. Just nonsense. Whatever happened to the creator of EOS? Are you talking about Dan Larimer, or are you talking about the Brandon Bloomer dude? Which one? Jim Jones says cashless society will be controlled with a click. The elephant in the room is cashless. Trump said no more paper government checks. All digital banks saying they will stop personal checks. That's part of it's funny you're saying that. That's just part of the whole Fed Now system. It's going to be all digital and instantaneously. It's just, the settlements are going to be as fast as a blockchain in the near future with FedNow. If you guys aren't familiar with FedNow, and I covered this well before any other crypto YouTuber out there. If you don't believe me, let me bring up receipts. FedNow. My first FedNow video. Let's see if I can bring up FedNow video. February. I've talked about it before, February of 2023. Yeah, I've definitely talked about it before 2023. Ironically enough, this is funny. The one I searched FedNow, and that's just because it's in the title. I have to do a search via description, but this video comes up. Look at this. My interview with Ben Armstrong, BitBoy. Free BitBoy. Is he free yet, or is he still in jail? I'm not sure. But this is before everything went downhill. I don't know what Brandon Bloomer is doing. The guy, Dan Lermer is off the rails, man. This guy's doing some like Bible code type videos now on YouTube. It's crazy shit, man. He is straight up gone. What's that guy name? Khan. What's the guy? Khan, K-A-H-N, who was saying the world was gonna end. John Khan or something like that. He going straight Bible code on us. I don't know. It's funny. But yeah, we've been saved by the bell, ladies and gentlemen. That's why it's not all bad for Bitcoin, just at least not right now. Now, anything can happen in the future. You got to watch that 74K level. But until then, looking actually good on that bounce. But again, it all depends on, because look, the bounce only happened because guess what other bounce happened today? At least in the after hours, we had a bounce in the stock market. Futures are up decently. You know, Dow futures up 632 points. NASDAQ up 243 points, up 1.4%. S&P up 1.3%. So, you know, let's look at the NASDAQ. NASDAQ ended up actually closing positive. It did hit a 52-week low today. Look at that drop off. But the bounce, you can't see it in after hours, but you know, that's really we'll have to see what happens, you know, tomorrow and going to the rest of the week. If NASDAQ and the stock market continues to roll over and heads lower, then lower we go with Bitcoin. Round of applause. Markets dumped because BitBoy got locked up. Yeah, the opposite of what some were saying was going to happen. It was the start of the bull run. Not at all. We got Clay the Great in the building. What's going on, brother? Thanks for tuning in. Let me do a quick search. Description. FedNow. All right, now we're talking. This is it right here, ladies and gents. Look at this right here. How do I show date? So this is the first video I did on FedNow. First video I did on FedNow. I'm just gonna have to click on the actual let's just click on the actual video. 5 years ago. 5 years ago. FedNow 5 years ago. These fools didn't even conceive, didn't even know what FedNow was. Now everyone's an expert on it. Crypto Blood, told you about it 5 years ago in 2019. Played it great. What's going on, brother, man? Hey, getting back into the swing, trying to get back into the cadence, man, and doing these live streams. I took 2.5 weeks off, and it felt good. It felt good. So, yeah, man, I told you guys, and this is what, you know, you want to get the real alpha. Gotta chime in, tune in to the live streams, man. I dropped the alpha for you. Under the radar, though, it's going to be really grossly under the radar for sure. So, so again, Bitcoin, back to Bitcoin. It's not done. We got a bounce there, looking nice. We got I want to get to this giveaway too, so I want to get through this, but we're looking good on the bounce. Now we are long on Bloodlytics, the scalping at least. I'll have to look at the swing trade signal, but the scalping signals, we did go back long with a couple toggles, but I mean, look at Bitcoin. We went short on Bitcoin with the algo last in middle of the night, Sunday, 4 a.m. Eastern Standard. Now, you probably wouldn't have caught that, but you would have caught the second short at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And boy, look at that right there. I mean, even if you would have caught that one, look at all those take profits, those TP shorts, take profits on shorts. 10% move down. Nice short right there. Those are the plays that really pushes you forward in your portfolio. Big wins, small losses. That's what you want. If you want this signal, you always check it out. $24 a month. Sign up. Link in the description below. Scan this QR code. Cancel anytime. No commitment. But check it out. All right, so let's take a look at 𝗙𝗘𝗘𝗫 Trump. Old Orange Man. Orange Man and these tariffs, boy. It's starting to heat up. It's starting to heat up, ladies and gents. Starting to heat up. What we got going on with these tariffs here? So Trump is threatening a 50% tariff on China amid trade tensions. So today, President Trump announced that the United States would impose an additional 50% tariff on China effective April 9th if China does not withdraw its recently increased 34. How can you retaliate? This is what just mind boggles me with these other countries and their retaliatory tariffs. We're just coming to meet you where you tax us. So you think that's unfair? That's so unfair to be even that you want to go up again. Okay, well, if you think we met you where you were the first time, what do you think we're gonna do when you increase it again, dipshit? Come on now. Look, I mean, China, I thought you were.
I thought you were street smart, bro.
I really thought y'all were street smart. Come on, man. You know we just gonna match you dollar for dollar. So just quit with all the nonsense, bro. What you should be doing is lowering, and we will lower it with you. This follows a day of market volatility where rumors of potential 90-day tariff pause led to a significant fluctuation in the stock market. So this is why the markets went up after the close in the futures. But I don't think this is true. There is no 90-day tariff pause. Yeah, the White House later denied these rumors. So we may see, as the markets digest this, we may see the stock market roll over and start heading lower tomorrow, which would make Bitcoin roll over and break through 74K. And if that happens, I'm telling you, lower we go. Now Trump says here, actually, I want to show you this. You know, they're starting the heat. The heat is starting to turn up because now you're starting to get the Republicans getting a little uncomfortable. Basically, the investment class, like the investment class, is starting to turn on Trump, which is natural, expected. But if Trump is truly for making America great again, it's not about making the investment class, which is less than 50% of, and I would say even less than that. A lot of average middle class people have stocks only because of their 401ks through their jobs, and the amounts are negligible, nothing to retire on, right? So if you take those negligible amounts of 401k stock investments, the people with real money in this game, real skin in the game, as Nassim Taleb would say, his book I'm reading right now, actually, Skin in the Game. The people with real skin in the game in the stock market are those that are probably the top 5%, 2% wealthiest. Anybody caring about them? We really want to fix stuff permanently. That's what I see from Trump. So I don't think he's really altogether really that concerned about the stock market. He may come out and say this or that just to on paper, but he really truly, I think with this, he's a lame duck president. No more terms for him. He truly is going to go balls to the wall with this stuff. But let's listen to what Rand Paul had to say.
Republican, I am a supporter of Donald Trump, but this is a bipartisan problem. I don't care if the president is a Republican or a Democrat. I don't want to live under emergency rule. I don't want to live where my representatives cannot speak for me and have a check and balance on power. One person can make a mistake. And guess what? Tariffs are a terrible mistake. They don't work. They will lead to higher prices. They are a tax, and they have historically been bad for our economy. But even if this were something that was magic and it was going to be a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, I wouldn't want to live under emergency rule. I would want to live in a constitutional republic where there are checks and balances against the excesses of both sides, right or left. I am a Republican. I am a supporter of Donald Trump. But
how do y'all feel about that there? Rand Paul. I don't know. So this is a good point here, Wiz and Bars, and I thought about it long and long, and this is my response to this. Wiz and Bar says we import from China way more than they import from us. They have the upper hand. They actually don't have the upper hand. This is what we've been so scared of China for so long. Thinking that they're the boogeyman, and the actual quite reverse or opposite is true. We're the boogeyman. We're the boogeyman. We're the boogeyman. And the reason why we're the boogeyman is because, yeah, we import way more from China than they do from us. But guess what? If we stop importing from them, it's all over. They already have problems over there. They're already going through economic turmoil right now. So what do you think happens if we stop buying from them? It'll be some pain from us for sure. Prices will go up for sure, but it wouldn't kill our economy like us stopping purchasing of goods and services, or more so goods from them. It would totally knock them out. They don't want to play that game. Remember, they rely on us buying their stuff. So it's a two-way street. We buy a lot of their stuff for sure, but we can go and make the stuff that they sell us here in the States. Yes, prices will be significantly higher, but they can't go and replace our purchasing volume from another country. So it's not an equal scenario here. They can't go swap for swap. They can't do it. We can start making our stuff here. It'll be more, but again, they have no one to replace the purchasing power, the buying power of the United States if we stop buying from them. See, if China is so great and badass, why don't we do what they are doing and make products again? And that's what Trump is trying. And I said this many times, Clay the Great. I'm not even too sure that he's going to be able to pull it off, because I think you're going to have more and more people like Rand Paul and other Republicans. They just don't have the political will to stick through it, man. It's going to be some pain, but man, if you stick through it, everybody knows you stick through it. You going for a goal. You got to stick through the pain to get to the game. You cannot give up. And I feel like we, as a political class, our political class in DC, they don't have the balls to go through it at all. Global economics only works if there's peace. COVID changed that, improved. We need to go back to a more nationalist economy. I totally agree with you. How? They don't need us. Yes, they do. They need us. It's 3-1. Sure, they'll be hurt, but we will be worse off. Yeah, they can go swap for swap. They make their own things. How long before we make our own stuff? So the reason why it's not they can start making their own stuff and then selling to their own people, because their per capita is low. Like, they got a real high concentration of wealth. It's in a very small amount. It's even worse than us in the United States. Their millionaire and billionaire class is very small. It's a lot of them in relative terms, like number wise, but in absolute terms, there's a lot of them. But in relative terms, it's not. Percentage wise, it's not a lot of them. Most of the people are below poverty over there, so they can't sell to their own people. They can't sell to their own people. So I personally say, I call it bluff, bro. And we'll see if Trump is able to continue this. But I call bluff on China. They're not the big bad wolf that we've been brainwashed to think that they are. They're not. They rely on us. We the top dogs. Americans just need to be educated on starting their own businesses using robotics and automation with AI tools, etc. Exactly. How long before we make our own stuff? Can we make our own stuff at the same rate as them? No, we can't. I give you that. We can't. They are good at quickly on the dime scaling up manufacturing stuff. We don't have that infrastructure. But when do we start? Where's the bars? When is a good time to start? We have to start at some point, bro. That's what I keep saying. Like, the can kicking gotta stop or we're done. The can kicking has to stop or we're done. So we have to start at some point. We can't keep doing it. We gotta go through the pain for the game. We gotta go through it. So Trump says here in a tweet earlier this morning, the United States has a chance to do something that should have been done decades ago. Don't be weak. There you go, baby. Don't be weak. Where's the bars? Don't be weak. Don't be stupid. Don't be a panic. Huh? What is that? What does that mean? A new party based on weak and stupid people. Okay, all right. Oh, panicking. All right. Be strong, courageous, and patient, and greatness will be the result. That's what I'm saying, man. We can't be weak. We gotta stand up, man. We gotta go through the pain. Trump goes on to say in another tweet, oil prices are down, interest rates are down. The slow-moving Fed should cut rates. Food prices are down. There is no inflation. And the long-time abused U.S. is bringing in billions of dollars a week from the abusing countries on tariffs that are already in place. This is despite the fact that the biggest abusers of them all, China, whose markets are crashing. This is what I was just saying, Wisdom Bars, just raised its tariffs by 34% on top of its long-term ridiculous high tariffs. Plus, not acknowledging my warning for abusing countries not to retaliate. They've made enough for decades, taking advantage of the good old USA. Amen. Our past leaders are to blame for allowing this and so much else to happen to our country. Make America great again. There we go, baby. There we go. Round of applause for that. China equal our daddy. We've been taught that. We've been taught that anything but clicks, but we about to see. We're about to see. We have definitely been taught that. Tell Trump to start building factories now, but he won't. He's too pussy. No, he is actually, Apple's coming back. They're investing $500 billion. It can't come from Trump can't tell people to just start, or the government can't just start building factories. It needs to come from the private sector, and that's what's starting to happen. I got another tweet that look at this. So Apple plans to shift more iPhone production to India to avoid U.S. tariffs on Chinese goods, threatening the $70 billion that China earns annually from the tech giant. Bro, we about to see. That's all I gotta say. We about to see who the big dog is, really. We pulling their card. We calling them bluff. Companies will start pulling from China if it costs them 100% tariffs to bring into the United States. Don't y'all see the play that Trump is trying to integrate and facilitate? You got to think, it's not about just China, what they make domestically, goods that they make and send over. It's what private companies over there make there and send over too. It's a double whammy. So you're gonna have companies like Apple. Samsung is South Korea, but you're gonna have a lot of companies that are producing their goods over there at low labor rates, shift to other countries outside of China. I'm telling y'all, man. I don't believe. I'm calling bluff on China, and we've been taught. And I always thought this for sure as well, that China is just the big dog, and we got to bow to them. But what if we were taught or told wrong? 𝗪𝗏 said, "I don't think people understand. We are at the point where if they cut off the Atlantic and Pacific Ocean in a war scenario, we're toast because we given up majority of manufacturing infrastructure." Exactly. So we gotta start today. Wisdom Bars is right. We can't scale up like China. So we gotta start today. We have to start today, Wisdom Bars. We gotta start today, or in 2 years, 3 years, we out of luck. Apple is pivoting to India from China because of the tariffs. Exactly. That's the point. You're going to get more companies like Apple moving from China to other countries because of the tariffs. And Apple's bringing home and investing $500 billion in manufacturing here in America. No, man, it's not about they are, but they are. You didn't see the let me see. Let me bring this up for you. If y'all missed it. I think y'all must have missed it. 500 billion. Here you go. This was on February 24th. Apple will spend more than $500 billion in the U.S. over the next 4 years. Teams and facilities to expand in Michigan, round of applause, Texas, California, Arizona, Nevada, Idaho, Oregon, North Carolina, and Washington. Plans include a new factory. There you go. That's manufacturing. Doubling the U.S. Advanced Manufacturing Fund, a manufacturing academy, and accelerating investment in AI and silicon engineering. This is what the Trump tariffs in action look like. This is what it looks like, ladies and gentlemen. And it's more as other companies doing this. It's not just Apple. So what's your solution, DC? What's your solution? Since he's making it worse, what do you say we do? Keep doing the same thing? Give me a solution. This is what Democrats, the left, always complain about Trump, but with no solution. Give me the solution, DC. Trump never does wrong. When it seems like he's the issue, it's not him. It's someone else. Of course he's going to say that. But I don't think he's doing wrong in this scenario. He does do wrong. He is not perfect. But I think he's doing long-term the best thing for America. And again, to make gains, you got to have pain. You cannot have your cake and eat it too. I don't know what world y'all live in. And give me a scenario, wisdom bars too. DC, wisdom bar, what is your solution? Because all I hear is complaints about what Trump is doing, but what is the alternative? That's what I want to know. And that's when you get crickets. That's when you get crickets. Let's finish up. Let's go ahead and do. I wanted to. This is hilarious. Shout out to Wisdom Bars for sending me this. This is diabolical right here. We got the Chinese ambassador or embassy sending one-liners to Trump with nothing else, just at Trump. Like, what does that mean? What is at Trump? Nothing else. What is that? Like, dog, you really gonna throw shot? You really want to go there? Okay. All right. Okay. Build here. That's been the solution. But you can't build here without an incentive to build here, Wisdom Bars. You can't make people build here without an incentive to build here. If the tariffs stayed the same, they would never build here, because it doesn't make business sense for them to build here when they can bring it in, build it in China, India, other countries, and bring it in at little to no tariffs. There's no benefit. You gotta incentivize the businesses to build here, and the way you incentivize them to build here is through tariffs. It's that simple. DC said, "You're my guy, blood, but I'm confused about how we got here so fast, bro. I just need a salute. I need an alternative solution to what Trump is doing. I'm open to it. I want to hear it." Wisdom Bar says build here, but Wisdom Bars, to build here, as I just stated, you have to incentivize companies to build here. And the only way you can do that in this capitalistic society, the only way you can do that is through tariffs. That's the only way. Unless you got another solution, let me know. Maybe I'm missing something. Even without tariffs, it would be a struggle. Tariffs will make companies go to cheaper countries. No. I disagree, because we're already seeing Nissan. We're seeing what was it, Toyota? They're bringing their shit over here to build the automobiles here. It is working, but this is such a massive issue. It's not an overnight thing. We are not going to see the benefits from it overnight, but you will see the negative aspects of it pretty quickly. And that's the problem. That's why no politician in recent time has had the political will to do this, because there's no political upside for doing this. Honda, that's right, Red Man. Thank you, Honda. Honda's bringing the Civic or the Accord. They're building it here now. They're about to start building it here. Like, y'all got to stop watching mainstream headlines and actually look at what's going on on the ground. Again, I'm not saying it's not bad. Like pain is happening right now for sure. For sure. Pain is happening, but you can't have gain without pain. I didn't expect it to be, rent-free, pain-free. What about clothing and food companies? How's that going? They coming back. Cars and phones isn't enough. No, cars and phones aren't but cars and phone. I'll leave phones out. That's irrelevant. But cars is a big manufacturing of vehicles. Automobiles is a big one. Our country buys a lot of cars, so that's a big one. But clothing, I can't say that clothing and food needs to definitely come back. That's a big one, bro. Like you would be shocked at how much food that is grown here, but not you. Like they import from China. Garlic, just stupid shit. Like we can't grow garlic here. It's because of all the backdoor deals that all of our politicians have done over the years, have accumulated to the most diabolical, retarded trade ways that we've ever seen. We import like 90% of our garlic from China. It was some stupid stuff. Like, why? Because, man, politicians been getting paid. Food comes back and immigrants are gonna be picking and not illegal ones. It's gonna have to be the legal ones. It's gonna have to be the legal one. Ain't gonna be the illegals picking. At any rate, man, let's get to this spin the wheel. I'm done with that, man. Y'all have it. Y'all ain't gave me no solutions. I asked for some solutions. I ain't heard nothing yet. But y'all can have that one. Y'all win. Y'all win. Let's do the spin the wheel and see who wins the $100. Make sure you get that Weex account wisdom bars ready. If y'all don't have it, scan that QR code quickly if you can and sign up, and we're gonna wrap up with that. Let's get a little music going real quick. Let's get a little. So we're giving away $100, sponsored by Weex tonight. If you guys aren't familiar with Weex, they've been around for a bit now. I know Crypto Banner deals with them. Some larger crypto channels deal with them. So they're up and coming, trying to earn their footing in this very highly competitive environment. But Weex, check them out. They got some $30,000 bonuses right now, meaning they'll deposit $30K into your account depending on how much you actually deposit. I don't know what the scale is on that. Go to their website and check out the details on that. They got a WWFC challenge right now, $800,000. Welcome bonuses is what I was talking about, the 30K. But check that out as we get started with the spin the wheel. We'll be doing another $100 giveaway soon, maybe even next week. We'll see with Weex. So even if you don't have your account tonight, make sure you have it for the next spin. All right, let's take a shuffle and spin this. Tony C, you in the building? Let us know. Drop your UID number. Amen to that. We the worst with this poisonous food, right? I don't want American food if we're gonna keep poisoning ourselves, man. This is ridiculous. How is I haven't been following RFK Wisdom Bar. What have you been doing? Anything? Let me know. I ain't really heard nothing. And where are the MLK files? They always leaving the brothers at the back of the line, at the back of the bus. We always get put to the back of the bus, man. All right, Tony. You didn't drop that UID number, so let's spin again. Let's see what we got. Ruel Black, the Crypto Rule podcast. He streams over on the Gentleman of Crypto channel. Shout out to him. Are you in the building? If so, drop that Weex UID number for us so I can get you your $100. RFK, Dr. 𝗕𝗫𝗖𝗑 says he's been working. Okay. They're claiming he's compromised by Israel. He's always hanging out with the... I know exactly who you're talking about, bro. I know exactly which rabbi you're talking about. The one that Candace Owens got into it with, right? Man, these people are diabolical, man. The dildo rabbi. All right, let's shuffle and spin again. Let's see who can get somebody to win. I'm only spinning 10 times, so after that is a Rizat. Superwoman Blue, where you at, girl? I know she be lurking. Let's see if she's lurking tonight. Yeah, I knew it. He's horrible, bro. He's actually racist as hell, if you ask me. He's racist as hell. $15 seconds for Superwoman Blue for their $100. Get your Weex account, ladies and gentlemen, for the next spin. So you entered to win, eligible to win. Let's see who we got. Crypto City. My guy, is he in the building? Low key. You're right. You're right, bro. They are. And I don't even know if they know it either. Giving away $100 tonight. Let's go, people. Crypto City, you got about 15 seconds to get me a UID number from Weex. This week's sponsored giveaway. All right, how many we got here? We've spun 4 times. So this is number 5 here. Let's go. Our Chrome. 20 seconds left for our Chrome. Shuffle and spin again. Mark Belsky. My guy Mark Belsky at friendship level. There we go. Well, you're gonna get your Weex one, brother. So send your UID number. I will double back on the BYD5 spins and get you the money. That's $100. That's $200 for you if you can get that over here from BYD5. So drop me your UID number for Weex, and I'll double back on the BYD5, my friend. Perfect timing. I hope you got your Weex account. See, when we do these giveaways with the exchange, it's out of my hands. I give them the UID number, and they're supposed to take care of that for you. So I had to double back with BYD5 on your 2 wins, my friend. Oh, you never got a Weex? Okay, bro. But I'll double back and find out about the BYD5 for you, bro. Let's spin again. This is spin number 7. Let's go. While we spin, guys, make sure you hit that like button. Go follow me on X. Go follow me on Rumble. I'm streaming live on Rumble right now as well. We got about 6 or 7 people on Rumble watching. Shout out to you. Let's see if we got any more comments from Jim Johnson's been going in on. He said Japan has the worst debt to GDP of all countries. That's very true. But we're about to eclipse them. U.S. has 33 trillion in debt. China has 15 trillion in debt. Yeah. Let's spin again. Spin number 8. We only got 2 more after this. Crypto Music Cat. Haven't seen that person in a while. Probably not here. No, thank you, Mark, for the support, my friend. All right, let's shuffle and spin. We got 2 more spins, ladies and gents. Let's see if we can get somebody to win. Trade Intuition, my guy. Haven't seen him. Well, I haven't been streaming in a while, so like that's why I haven't seen Trade Intuition. Hope he's doing well. I got $100 for you, brother. All right, let's spin. I think we got one more spin, ladies and gentlemen. So, oh, holy moly. I'm gonna do this. Let's blow in our Ashy Larry style. Hope somebody wins. Let's go. Crypto Yo, are you in the building? 60 seconds to give me your UID number from Weex. All right. Womp, womp, womp. We'll try it again next week, ladies and gents. We'll run it back next week. Since no one won this week, we'll run it back next week. $100, Weex account. Scan that QR code. Have your account ready. Become a YouTube premium member or super chat during any of my live streams. I think you can actually super thanks as well. So send a super thanks during this on a video that's not live. You can do that anytime and you'll be added to the wheel. Any amount, doesn't matter. It enters you into the competition. Just gotta have a little skin in the game. That's it. A little skin in the game. Nothing wrong with that. All right, that's it though for tonight, ladies and gents. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for all of the comments, wisdom bars, DC, Dr. Dueg, Redman, anything for clicks always as well. Sir Mod, username DJ ZS in the house. Appreciate each and every one of you and everyone over on Rumble. Jim Johnson. We got we got some people over on X. I don't know who's on X. They don't comment. 10 pound. Oh y'all, man, showed me some love. Thank you, and I appreciate it. And I'll check y'all maybe tomorrow. We'll see. Hopefully, you'll know though. You'll see it scheduled. It's a rundown, baby. I'm out of here, people. Holla.
No gin on the beat. It's the rundown. Everything you need to know. It's the rundown. Everything you need for show. It's the rundown. And I ain't even capping on this. Crypto blood covering every topic on this. Welcome to the show. Who didn't let me go? Breaking down the facts. There's more you need to know. Crypto politics and culture always keep it real. Teaching you the truth, showing you how I feel. Staying forward with me, and I break it down with ease. Every single day, bringing expertise. Current events and trends, I analyze with care. Knowledge is the power that we all can share. Yeah, y'all hit that like button. Share the stream and join the team. And you already know what the fuck going on. Shout out to my nigga Crypto Block.
That's tomorrow, and that is it for us today. And we will leave you with a... I can't do it. We'll do it live.
Okay.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it, and we'll do it live. And thing sucks.
5, 4, 3.
That's tomorrow, and that is it for us today. I'm Bill O'Reilly. Thanks again for watching.